Good morning, students. Welcome to our next lecture. That is lecture number 5, general characters of fungi. In this lecture, we are going to study about the fungus, detailed structure, how it categorize and how it uh, mm, uh, made up of, and the whole structure along with the absorption or maybe modifications and the nutrition depends, or maybe survivals and the nutrition of the fungus. So we are going to see the first of all the definition of fungi. Fungi are eukaryotic, achlorophyllous, and unicellular or multicellular organism which may reproduce by asexual and sexual spores. Particularly in case of fungi are eukaryotic. So fungi eukaryotic means well-defined nucleus. So the fungus having the well-defined nucleus includes the nuclear membrane, nucleotides, nucleoli. So these are the some of the parts of the well-defined nucleus. So either in case of fungi, the well-defined nucleus is there. So that's why it is known as eukaryotic in nature. A chlorophyllus, so obviously there is no any chlorophyll development, or fungi doesn't possess any photosynthetic activity. So that's why it is known as a chlorophyllus in nature. And then unicellular or multicellular, so maybe a single cell is there or multiple cells are there in a filamentous form. So maybe in case of fungus, so multiple cellular organism is there or unicellular organism is there. So maybe both may be possessed in case of the fungi. And most next is reproduction by asexual as well as the sexual spores. We are going to see in the next lecture about the reproduction in detail. So the two categories there, asexual is there, sexual, and one another is there which is not mentioned there, that is vegetative is also there, vegetative reproduction. So three types of reproduction possessed in case of the fungi. So this is the first definition: eukaryotic, achlorophyllous, unicellular or multicellular, and which is reproduced by asexual, sexual, and vegetative reproduction. So vegetative spores and vegetative reproduction. So this is about the definition of the fungi. Now about the general character of fungi. All are eukaryotic in nature, that is well-defined nucleus. Most are filamentous, composed of individual microscopic filament called hyphae, which exhibit apical growth and which branch to form a network of hyphae called as mycelium. What happens? We are going to see one by one. The hypha, so if you see here, so this is the thallus and this is the hypha. You can see here a single or multicellular structure that are known to be the thread-like appearance of that particular fungus. So that is known to be the hypha, and it is filamentous. There are so many filaments are there composed of individual microscopic filament called hypha. Individual filament is there, so it is known to be the hypha, and which exhibit a apical growth and which branch to form a network of the hypha called as the mycelium. If you see in the next slide, this is a total filaments or a network of the hypha. This is a single filament, that is the hypha, and if it is in the network form or some kind of its multiple structure, so known to be the mycelium, that is the extra known to be the networking or apical growths. So comes under the filamentous structure as the mycelium. Some are unicellular, that is example is yeast. Only if single cell is there, so known to be the unicellular, example is given in the yeast. And most of all are the filamentous or multicellular fungal developments or fungal organism is there. Fourth is protoplasm of hypha or cell is surrounded by the rigid wall composed primarily of chitin or glucans, although the walls of some species contain cellulose. So basically, this is important characteristic. What is the content of the cell wall? Protoplasm of the hypha or cell is surrounded by a rigid wall, which certain kind of strong rigid wall, composed primarily of chitin and glucans, although the wall of the some species contain the cellulose. Mostly in fungal cell wall, that is a rigid or a strong cell wall composed of majorly of the chitin or glucans, but also in some of the fungal cell walls or the species contains also the cellulose. Many reproduce both sexually and asexually, and some of the vegetative reproduction also. Their nuclei are typically haploid, and hyphal compartments are often multinucleated. Haploid in nature, that is particularly that's having a multinucleate, means not a single nuclei but more than one nuclei. Both male and female nuclei are components are there. That's why it is known as a haploid. They lack chlorophyll pigments and are incapable of photosynthesis. That's already I have told you in the definition. All are chemoheterotropic, means chemoorganotropic also, means that depends on chemicals, means if absorption is there, so some kind of organic material they are having from from organic matter in the form of certain kind of chemicals which are to be absorbed by that particular fungi. So that's why it is known to be the chemoheterotropic or chemoorganotropic. Heterotropic means depends on the other in the form of certain kind of chemicals which is required for the development of the fungus in the soil, in the vicinity nearby to the plant, or chemoorganotropic, or depends on the organic matter in the form of certain kind of chemicals. So it depends on its nature of requirements of the food. Possess characteristic range of storage compounds, that is trehalose, glycogen, sugar, alcohols, and lipids. So, range of storage compounds are this, which is required for its multiplication, its development, its activity of reproduction. So, these are some of the storage components: glycogen, sugar, trehalose, alcohols, and the lipids. May be free living or may form intimate relationship with other organisms, that may be in the free living, parasitic, or mutualistic, that is symbiotic. So some of the fungus free living in the soil, or maybe some are in the symbiotic in nature, maybe in relation with the other organism or in relation with the plants also, known as a mutualistic or symbiotic in nature, or directly completely depend on the tissues of the root, tissues of the plants, tissues of the leaves. So completely parasitic in nature also, or maybe free living in the soil also. So in the soil, in on the plant, or maybe in mutually, that is symbiotic in nature. So its nature of multiplication or relationship with the organism is multiple. So this is about some of the general characters of the fungi. Basically, if the question is there, define fungi and write the general characters of fungi. So you have to write these kind of characters, important 10 characters. Next, a general structure of, particularly in case of fungus. So we are going to see one by one. The body of the fungus is called as thallus. A complete body, if you see here, a certain complete body of the fungus, it is known as thallus, and which is having the hypha. A single fragment is there, you can see here also the single fragment, so it is known as hypha. And a single nuclei, you can see here, multinucleated. This is the hypha is multinucleated. And complete structure, that is known to be the thallus, that is filamentous thallus. You can see here, you can see fungi filamentous thallus, accepted sinusotic mycelium. So a complete structure known as a thallus of the fungus, and this is a single cell and accepted, there is no any septation is there, so known to be the filamentous thallus. Now about the hypha. Hypha is a tubular transparent filament, usually branched, composed of an outer cell wall and a cavity, that is lumen, lined or filled with protoplasm, including cytoplasm. Hypha are divided into compartments or cells by cross walls called septa, and are generally called as septate with cross walls, or cenocytic, that is aseptate without the cross walls. So you can see here a single cellular or filamentous cell, that is hypha. Filamentous cell is there, or multinucleated cell is there, or single nucleate filamentous hypha is there. So usually branch, it's a branch composed of outer cell wall and a cavity, that is lumen, line or filled with the protoplasm, including the cytoplasm. So in inside which the protoplasm as well as the cytoplasm is there. And you can see the septation. This is one single cell, then the single cell and single, so you can find this cellular modification of the filamentous. So and having a cross walls in between this hypha. So if the cross walls is there, then known as a septed hypha or senocytic hypha, septed hypha. Or if there is no any septation, you can see here also there is no any septation like this. You can see the cross walls in between the two cells, which can divide the nuclei in the each cell. If there is no any cross wall, so it is known as a asepted hypha or senocytic hypha. So this is about the hypha. Now about the mycelium, the hypal mass or a network of the hypha constituting the body, that is the thallus of the fungus, is called as a mycelium. It's a complete network which having the network of the hypha constituting the body, majorly the body of that particular body of the fungus, that is the thallus, and having networking condition or a networking position of that particular hypha, then it is known to be the mycelium. So this is about the thallus, total body of the fungus. A single hypha, maybe senocytic or a septate, having a single nuclei or multinuclei. Then mycelium, a complete structure, a networking of the structure with the thallus, of the hyphal structure with the thallus, then its network known as a mycelium. So this is about the three major characters or parts of the fungus, that is thallus, hypha and mycelium. Now about the septa. What is about the septa? The transverse septa occurs in the thallus of all filamentous fungi to cut off reproductive cells from the rest of the hypha. So what happens in case of this, you can see this is the septation. It is started from the outer cell wall to increase in between the two cells to form the cells, reproductive cells, to form the rest of the hypha. Means if it is the septa increases in between this, so two cells developed, means it's a certain kind of reproduction, means vegetative reproduction. It comes under the vegetative reproduction. So the septation helps in to form reproductive cells, reproduction of the cells, and to increase the filamentous or to develop the filamentous fungus. So that's why if the one whole cell is there, this one, and the one septation increases or maybe developed from the margin of the cell wall, and it complete uh, packs all these cell tissues, so it forms the complete septation, and one single cell here and one single cell here develops. So septa helps or to develop taken part in the reproductive cells, and to develop the filamentous fungus. So that is known to be the septa. Fungal cell structure. Now we are going to see about the cell structure. Fungal cells are typically eukaryotic and has a distinguished characteristics that of the bacteria and algae. The chief components of the cell wall appears to be various types of carbohydrates or their mixtures up to 80 to 90%, such as cellulose, pectose, callose, along with the cellulose and chitin. So you can see here the septum is there, lipid body is there, crystals, nucleus, the hypal wall, vesicles, plasma membrane, mitochondria, body is there, Golgi apparatus, ribosomes, vacuoles, endoplasmic reticulum. So this is about the detailed internal structure of that particular cell, fungal cell. But particularly in case of fungal cell, it's a eukaryotic in nature. Well defined nucleus is there, nuclear membrane, nucleotides, nucleoli, so all that particular, and the nuclear membrane is also there. So the particularly the all the parts of the nucleus well defined in that particular manner. So that's why it is known as eukaryotic in nature. Apart from the bacteria and algae, that's are prokaryotes, means they are lacking of the well-defined nucleus. The chief components of the cell wall appears to be various types of carbohydrates, means majorly this all these components are there, but the other components, it's carbohydrates up to 80 to 90%, such as cellulose, pectose, callose, along with the cellulose and chitin. So major component here inside the fungal cell, that is the carbohydrates 80 to 90%, that is cellulose, pectose, callose, and cellulose and the chitin. So this is about the major structural content of the fungal cell. Now next is specialized somatic structures. So this is about what how it um, attaches, how it causes the suction and how it causes the attachment along with the development of the some of the structure, how it enters, how it attach, how it causes the suction the sorry, how it causes the suction and causes requirements specialized structure for the absorption of the nutrition. So first of all, rhizoids. Sorry, a rhizoid is a short root-like filamentous outgrowth of the thallus, serves as anchoring or attachment organ to the substratum. You can see here, if this is a fungal structure, cynocytic hypha is there. So a lower part developed some kind of attachment over the substratum that is known as rhizoids. It is known to be the roots of the fungus, root-like structure which attaches over the substratum. Substratum may be roots, maybe stem of the plant, maybe leaf tissues, maybe anything which helps to attach that particular fungal thallus with the other substratum or a host that known as a rhizoid. So this is a certain kind of root-like structure which attaches to the host, so or a substratum that is known as a rhizoid. Then aprosorium. Aprosorium is a simple or lobed structure of hyphal or germ tube and a pressing organ from which a minute infection peg usually grow and enter the epidermal cell of the host. So you can see here, this is known to be the aprosorium. If this is a spore of the fungus, certain to be the this is the spore of the fungus, so spore germinate to form a germ tube, and germ tube which develops into a globus, a balloon like structure known as aprosorium. What what uh, the simple way that aprosorium dissolves or causes the infection or a particular known to be the infection peg. This is known as an infection peg which causes the which enters into the layer of that particular tissue. Oh, okay. This is about the cell structure, tissue layer, or we can call it as leaf lamina. So it enters and causes the infection. So particularly after germination of that particular spore or fungus, germ tube develops and a particular globus structure, pressing organ, or infection peg usually develop on the surface of the epidermal cell of the host. So that is known as aprosorium, that majorly uh, causing the infection or entry of that particular, the main work of that particular aprosorium to enter the host and causing the infection. So this is about the aprosorium that causes the entry. Major issue here to cause the infection and entry, which may be done by the aprosorium in case of the fungus. Now the last structure, that is hostoria. Hostoria are special hyphal structure or outgrowths of somatic hypha sent into the cell to absorb nutrients. Now you can see here, this is hostoria. After aprosorium enters inside the intercellular spaces. These are intercellular spaces. This is one cell and this is one cell, and this space is known as intercellular spaces. So this infection peg, you can see here, this infection peg of the fungus multiplies or may be developed in between the intercellular spaces, and one global structure, means a small balloon like global structure, entered inside the cell for the sucking of the nutrition, that is known as hostorium. So particularly after germination, then the aprosorium develop, aprosorium infection peg develop into intercellular spaces, but there is no any nutrition, particular nutrition required for the fungus from intercellular spaces, but it requires the nutrition from this cell. You can see here the white cellular body is seen, uh, particularly in relation to the host cell. So this hostoria enters inside the cell and absorb all the nutrition for the development of that particular fungus, and total intercellular spaces developed by the infection pegs, and the fungus rapidly developed to cause the total collapsing of this cellular or tissues of the host. So this is about some of the structure of the fungus. Basically, the rhizoids, which is the root-like structure for the attachment on the substratum or on the host. Then aprosorium, that is which causes the entry inside, that is causes responsible for the infection or entry inside the host tissues. And the third factor, that is haustoria, which is major work or the major mode of action of the haustoria is to suck or to absorb all the nutrition from that host tissues and for the development of this fungal organism. So this is about three specialized somatic structures, three specialized characters of that fungus, that is rhizoids, aprosorium and haustoria, to cause the infection and develop the fungal structure inside the host and outside the host also. So this is about the topic of our general character of fungus. There might be a question, just like a definition, define fungi and write down the general character of fungi in detail. So you have to write these 10 characters, and then this might be a certain structure, maybe enlist the somatic structure of the fungus, or maybe structures of the fungus, and write in detail about the structures of the fungus. So this may be thallus, hypha, mycelium, septa, fungal cell structure, and special somatic structure, that is rhizoids, aprosorium and haustoria. This might be the second question. First question may be about this, define fungus and general character of the fungi. And second question may be write down in detail about the different structure of the fungi. So you have to write this major component: thallus, hyphae, mycelium, septa, fungal cell structure, and the specialized somatic structure, that is the rhizoids, aprosorium and haustoria. So basically, up till this point or up till this topic, I have designed a Google form of our mid examination. So from topic number 1 to topic number 5 up till here, I am going to share you the notes in on coming Saturday afternoon. So maybe it will be particularly okay. Sorry, students. So we are going to I'm going to give you the 5 topics related to that particular our path 1 to 1, and I'm going to share you the notes also on coming Saturday, so you can see the notes and all the content of that particular topics. And I have designed the Google form on that basis. So okay, after the mid examination, we are going to continue with our next lecture, that is reproduction, particularly in case of fungi, the reproduction of fungi, asexual, sexual, and vegetative reproduction. So, okay, till then, see you, and all the best for your mid examination.